Okay, this is my second homework, and I have asked all of you to solve this question and try to find out purchase consideration using net asset method. In this question, we have to find out purchase consideration using net asset method. Okay, now I have checked all of your homework, and none of you have done this question correctly. What I have noticed is that all of you have more or less copied the answer from each other, because uh, according to my understanding, you all have you all haven't gone through the last class in a proper way. In my last class, uh, this was the question in which we had calculated purchase consideration using net asset method. So if you have just ask yourself, it looks like you haven't gone through this question properly. Just doing the homework without going through the things which we have discussed in our previous class, then it will be very difficult. Please go through it, because if I again explain this question in this class, then it will consume more or less 10 minutes. So since you all have my video, first video, right? So go through it, then it will help you in understanding. Okay, there is a confusion, and now it is because of lack of efforts from all of you. Now I will solve the homework. Okay, uh, since I'm also new to online medium of teaching, so I think I'm also learning the ways to teach in new platform. So please cooperate with me, because I'm doing this for benefits of all of you, right? Because if I just send notes, then I think there are lots of problems which we are unable to solve. Please watch my video so that you all can understand the chapter. You have to try to understand the points where I'm emphasizing. So those points you keep in mind, and then it will help you solve problems in the exam. Okay, and for any confusions, you can comment below and raise your question. I will answer it there, or you can directly send your questions or confusions to my WhatsApp number. Okay, then I will address your problems in that platform. So I'm open to all of you. So until college resumes, let's use this as a medium. Okay, and there are many students having internet problem. For them, I advise uh, you all to download this video, because even when internet is offline, if you have downloaded video, then you can watch it, right, at any point of time without any problem. So do that. These things are quite important, and without wasting much time, continue let's solve this homework, right? Here, uh, mainly I want to we will restrict ourselves to finding out purchase consideration, and then discharging the purchase consideration. Okay, since you all have done it incorrectly, therefore please uh, be attentive. Okay, now in this question we have a balance sheet of A Limited, and A Limited is a transferor company, and Z Limited is transferee company. First thing, we have our work is to identify transferor and transferee company. Now in this method, okay, net payment method, we have to identify uh, those assets which will be taken over by the Jet Limited. It is not necessary that all the assets will be taken over by the Jet Limited. He may say that I will take only fixed asset and I will not take current assets. Or he may say I will take current assets but I will not take fixed assets. So these things first we have to identify the assets which are taken over by new company, or in this case Jet Limited. Okay, there are cases where assets will be uh, like few assets will be taken, few not taken. Okay, and the value of assets may be appreciated or may be depreciated, or it may be book value. So these two things we have to consider. Okay, because if uh, under this method we have to take those assets which are taken over and their values. Here in the first point itself, Jet Limited is talking about acquiring the business, and they have an agreement, agrees, right? What is agreement? Agreement is that Jet Limited will takes over only fixed assets and debenture of A Limited, right? I have found that in your home task, in the assets part, you all have included fixed assets and current assets as well. But here it's very clearly mentioned that only fixed assets will be taken over. Current accounts like stock, debtors, bank, they are not taken over. Fictitious assets like PL account, which is in the balance sheet, is not taken over. Okay, so in the asset sides, we will take only land and building and plant and machinery. These two are fixed assets, right? Now second point is at at what value these assets are taken, right? Book value is 3 lakh and 2,50,000. Now here it is written, right, in the third paragraph below balance sheet, land and building and plant and machinery are valued at 5,75,000 and 1,45,000, right? So land and buildings value has appreciated, so they are going to give A Limited more value, right? 5,75,000 is given, whereas plant and machinery's value has come down. They have revalued the plant and machinery's value as 1,45,000. So when we are going to take assets under this method, we will take value of assets re, that is agreed in the agreement. Okay, so new value, we have to take new value. So total value of assets will be, here you can find land and value taken over is 575,000, plant and machinery taken over is 1,45,000. So total value of assets taken over is 7,20,000, right? These stock, debtors, bank are not taken over. If not taken over, don't show. If taken over, then only include under this method, right? Assets part finish. Now liabilities taken over, we have to find out. In the case of liabilities as well, in the question it's clearly given, right? Only debentures of A Limited are taken. Okay, and debentures value is 1,50,000, right? And in this paragraph 3, we don't have any new value of debentures, right? Here there is no new value, so we will take debentures as book value, which is 1,50,000. Okay, so total assets value minus total liabilities value, which is taken over. Okay, taken over, emphasize on taken over. If not taken over, don't show in this method. And now net asset will be 5,70,000, which is our purchase consideration. Okay, it means Jet Limited will give Jet Limited will give 5,70,000 as a purchase consideration to the A Limited. Right? This much is clear, I guess. Purchase consideration using net asset method. So we have to solve in this manner. So our purchase consideration is 5,70,000. Second thing is how purchase consideration is discharged. Okay. Here we have 15,000 equity share of rupees 10 each to the preference shareholder in full settlement, right? So preference shareholder will get 15,000 equity shares, and each preference share will cost rupees 10. So total value of preference share in new company will be 1,50,000, right? Equity shareholders, 35,000 equity share of rupees 10 each means 35,000 new equity share will be issued to the equity shareholder of A Limited, having each value is rupees of each equity share is rupees 10. So total value will be 3,50,000, right? 3,50,000. Okay. So if we add 1,50,000 and 3,50,000, our total value will be 5 lakh, right? 5 lakh. Okay. Now here here the question is saying that payment of cash for the balance. Now for the remaining purchase consideration, we will give cash to the equity shareholders. Okay. Our purchase consideration is 5,70,000 and 5 lakh is already discharged. Now remaining amount is from 5,70,000. These two are already discharged, right? Equity preference shareholder, equity shareholder, 5 lakh. So 70,000 is the balance, and this balance amount will be discharged in the form of cash. Okay. We all have just calculated these two things, and we all have forgot this particular point: payment of cash for the balance. Okay. So 5,20,000 purchase consideration. These two, if paid, 5 lakh total value is coming, and for the remaining amount, you will that is 70,000 that will be paid to the equity shareholders in cash. I hope this much is clear, and for any questions, please, as I told you, do the same. And in my next class, we will discuss more points, and this is the backgrounds which we should have clear in our mind, so that we can begin with our like main lesson, where we have to open realization account, preference shareholder account, equity shareholder account, and there are many accounts along with preparation of new balance sheet, or closing the balance sheet of a transferor company. So there are those things we will discuss in like later class. First, clearly understand purchase consideration using net payment method and net asset method. Then we are good to go to next part of the lesson, and it will be much easier. Okay. So please raise your questions and study nicely, and I will provide notes to all of you as we proceed with our class. Okay. Then please watch the video nicely and download it for 24/7 access. And best of luck. Keep studying, and take care and be safe.